This video is sponsored by Logitech. What if you could edit videos faster, customize your tools seamlessly, and make your workflow effortless? That's what the Logitech MX Creative Console promises to do. Let's find out how. Now, this isn't a review, it's an overview of the Logitech MX Creative Console. It's a compact, customizable tool aimed at video creators, editors, and anyone working with creative software. It's primarily designed to work with Adobe Creative Cloud, but like a MIDI controller, you can map its buttons to work with virtually any software on your PC or Mac. In this overview, we'll talk about what the MX Creative Console can do, how we use it, and our honest thoughts. We wouldn't have accepted this sponsorship if we didn't genuinely like the product. Now also please keep in mind that between the two of us, Taylor is the one that is more well-versed in the Adobe suite, so he's the one that used it more than I did. Logitech sent us the MX Creative Console along with a new keyboard, mouse, and webcam, which was awesome because we already had the previous versions. The Creative Console comes in two parts: the keypad, which is powered and connects to your computer via USB-C, and the dial pad, which is powered via two AAA batteries and connects with Bluetooth. It's also quite affordable at around 300 AUD or $199 USD, and it includes a 3-month subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. The goal of this device is to speed up and streamline your workflow. Instead of hunting through the menus or memorizing keyboard shortcuts, you can program the buttons and dials to perform pretty much any action with a single press. Paired with the MX keyboard and the Master 3S mouse, which also have customizable buttons, and you've got a pretty complete customizable creative setup. Setup is straightforward. You plug in the keypad and you pair the dial pad via Bluetooth, and then you download the Logi Plus app and experiment with customizing your buttons. It's really that simple. And for Adobe Creative Suite users, it's practically plug and play, with pre-configured options for effects, workspaces, and tools. What's also really cool is that the device does recognize what software you have open, and it'll automatically load your configuration for that software. And if you don't have an app open, you can also set it up for basic controls like adjusting volume or screen brightness on the desktop, or even launching specific programs. As a Mac user, Taylor found it very helpful for decluttering his dock by setting up shortcuts for his most used apps. Now let's talk about workflow. This is where the MX Creative Console really shines. Taylor used the console in combination with the MX Master 3S mouse with Premiere Pro to streamline his ingest, review, and cleanup process. He configured it so that he hardly needs to touch the keyboard while editing. His hands stay on the mouse and the dial pad most of the time. Here's how he set it up. With the custom buttons on the side of his 3S mouse, he can choose between the selection tool and the razor. On the dial pad, he can use the roller to zoom in and out of the timeline, and then the dial to precisely scrub through the footage. And then he can use the lower buttons to delete a selected clip and the other to start and stop playback. Ingest and cleanup is one of the most painfully slow parts of his editing process, and anything that can help speed that up is definitely worth having. He also set up one of the buttons to open the Logi Plus action ring, which by default in Premiere is set up for basic color grading. You click the button, the action ring appears, you then hover the mouse over one of the digital buttons and then use the dial on the dial pad to adjust that particular function, like your contrast or your highlights or your temperature or your exposure, etc. Honestly, it's quite intuitive and it feels great to use. And there's more. If you don't use the Adobe Creative Suite, don't worry, the console is still highly versatile. You can assign keyboard shortcuts for any software and even import your own custom icons for the keyboard buttons. Logitech also has a marketplace for pre-made layouts and styles, but it's a bit limited for now. Hopefully they'll continue expanding it in the future. While the MX Creative Console is impressive, we have a few suggestions for improvements. Firstly, they're a little bit light. Making it a little bit heavier would be nice, especially for the dial pad. Next, we would have liked to see a clickable button on the dial. That's pretty common to see on devices like this, and then you could use the dial as a button as well, and we think that's a bit of a missed opportunity here. And lastly, the dial pad being powered by AAA batteries is a little bit odd. Logitech do say that the battery lasts about 18 months, which seems like not a big issue if that is true, but it does feel a bit inconsistent, especially when you look at all the other devices that we had for this video. They're all either powered over USB-C or they have rechargeable batteries, so it's a little bit odd. And that's about it. In all, the Logitech MX Creative Console is a tool for creative professionals. Now, is it a miracle product sent from heaven that's going to solve all of your problems? No, probably not. But it is rather good, it's well designed, it's affordable, and you get 3 months of the Adobe Creative Cloud with it, so it is decent value. If you're willing to put up with the work, to remap your brain, to work with it, it will speed up your workflow, and we think for that reason, whether you're editing videos, working with design software, or managing daily tasks, it is a fantastic addition to any workspace and worth looking into. If you're interested, check it out for yourself. We'll leave a link down in the description. If you like the video, consider giving us a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.